Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the From the Parking Lot podcast. Sean Bach, joined alongside me is my co-host Tyler Calvaruso. Tyler, how we doing today?
Doing good, man. Weather sucks, but we're talking college ball, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, the weather's terrible. It almost feels like it should be December, January, and we should have college basketball on this Sunday. But oh well, live periods coming up, recruiting, everything. We're spoiled with what we got, so might as well just not complain. But let's get into right into it. Later in the show, we actually have a special guest, Rick Broering from the Musketeer Report, which is the Xavier 24/7 page. He came on to talk a little bit of Travis Steele, some recruiting, what's going on with that program. So, a really good interview, not a long one, but I'd rather us keep it short and sweet than long and boring. So, special thanks to Rick coming on. Really good writer. You can find him there at the Musketeer Report, and then on Twitter um, at Rick Broering.
Yeah.
So just find him there. But let's get into some Romeo Langford conversation. Obviously, Evan Daniels reported the news earlier this week that Romeo will be deciding his college choice or announcing his college choice on April 30th at New Albany, his high school gym. He's still between Kansas, Vanderbilt, and Indiana. Nothing's really moved, changed. Um, I don't even know if he knows what he's going to do yet. But the big thing with this decision date is his decision or his announcement is open to the public, and it's at his high school gym, which you already know is going to be full of Indiana fans. So, really, if Romeo doesn't pick Indiana, like I think there would just be a riot that would go down.
Maybe we're reading into it too much, the fact that it's going to be an open gym, but yeah, I mean, you're having an open ceremony in your home state, and it's going to be filled with Indiana fans. So, like, if he doesn't announce for Indiana, I don't know if he's going to make it out of that gym alive.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope Indiana fans would just be happy for the kid, considering what
Exactly.
he's
He's
done
a
for the
great
state.
kid. Yeah, so down to earth. He's handled
Yeah, I
everything
mean,
so well.
yeah, and I mean, we're gonna have a podcast about this later on, probably a little bit closer. We're gonna have three writers from one from Tennessee or one from Vanderbilt, excuse me. Adam Sparks, who writes for the Tennessean, Zach Osterman for the Indy Star, who's the Indiana beat writer, and Shea Wildeboer, who is writes for Hawk or Jayhawk Slant, which is Kansas's 24 or rivals page, excuse me. And we're gonna have like a brief 10-12 minute conversation with each of them in different parts of the episode, and really discuss what the impact of Romeo would have on their program, and from a like tradition standpoint, and like going into the season, the expectations, all that. Obviously, means a little. Seems to be mean a little bit more for Indiana than the other schools, but as we've seen lately on Twitter and stuff, Indiana really seems to be one of the favorites right now, uh, with Kansas and all that FBI trouble that they've been going through lately in Vanderbilt. I've been reading some stuff on the message boards. I don't know how much I should read into it, but saying that Darius Garland doesn't seem as confident in landing Romeo. And as we all know, Darius and Romeo are really close friends. But who knows at this point? Still a lot, still a lot of time. I mean, 2 weeks isn't a ridiculous amount of time, but it's gonna feel like forever for most of these fans. But I don't know. I think if I had to guess now, it'd just be a two-way race between Indiana and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, I don't see Kansas really being a series contender at this point in time. And like you said, maybe we are reading too much into the Darius Garland not being as confident. But I think that is kind of indicative given how close those two are. And Darius knows where one of his best friends is trending. So if Darius isn't as confident as he once was in landing, I think that might be indicative of a it's kind of a foreshadowing in a way as to what Romeo's going to announce.
Yeah, but with all this recruiting stuff, um, I've really, especially after the Zion Williamson thing, everyone's like, "Oh man, he's going to Clemson." Like I heard he's going to Clemson, and from there I was just like, "Yep, this kid's like that's where he's going." But then he put on that Duke hat, and from there I'm like, I'm not guessing what a kid's college is until I hear it from his mouth or he puts on a hat or shirt, whatever, and makes his announcement. So don't really know with Romeo. A lot can change. Like we said, it's only 2 weeks, but a lot can change in a 18-year-old head in 2 weeks. So Tyler's laptop just crashed, but